Hello, welcome to Pro Mixing and Mastering. Today I'm going to teach you how to make an R&B instrumental in FL20. This is an R&B instrumental that I just finished making a few days ago, and I want to show you guys and teach you some of the things that I do whenever I am making an instrumental. Then I'm gonna show you what type of plugin that I used and what I did to the instruments. So here we go. First thing, I played in a kick, a snare, and a hat, and a little bit of a crusher. Like this is how it sounds like. I wanted a kick that hits hard, especially a kick that is gonna sound audibly in most of the devices. Like this type of kick can be heard whenever you play this instrumental in a phone, car, anywhere. The instrumental has that sharp mid and a little bit of that low mid. So whenever you want your kick to be heard in all the devices, make sure you use a kick that has a little bit of some high mids and some little bit of lows and a little bit of some highs, just to make it become audible in your smartphones or devices. Then next I used hat. Then at the end there, just a little bit of a slide, like yeah. I just came to two-step, then I just improvised, just adding in these. And then I wanted an 808 kick, so I went and played in this right here, 808 hit like this. The reason why I put this, it is because I wanted it to be like bass. I didn't want to play in a bass, so this is gonna act like my bass. Yeah, so that's what I did, just like that. Very simple, right? And then I made sure I balance my hat just a little bit. I gave my hat a little bit, like 60% of volume. And my snare, I gave it 65. Then my kick, I gave it 32. Whenever you give your kick too much, everything just ducks in the background. And then to avoid distortion, you just have to lower your kick a little bit, because most kick samples come with a lot of punch. So to avoid that, you just lower it down so that you can have some space, especially when you don't want to EQ your kick. You just wanna you love the way it sounds. So what you do is just reduce it a little bit. So I reduced mine to 35. If I increase, it sounds like this. So I just want it to be maybe on 30, 34, 35. It's okay. Then the plugin that I use to play my instruments, my strings and the rest of the other instruments which are heard in this song, like this. I used Arcade. This is what I used. So I used Drip. Very nice instrument. Very nice instrument. So Drip, and this is how it sounds like. I used Hooked to play this. Yeah, I used Hooked to play this. Yep, I used Hooked to play this. I used Hooked to play this. Some bells, yeah, and I used Hooked to play this. Yeah, I'm sure you heard this in most of, but the sample is really different. But most of songs on the market, they add such kind of effects, and then I used Hooked Arcade to play this. Then there is an effect right here on number 5. This effect that I put here, this is how it sounds like here, like this. Let me just I actually did reverse it. I flipped it, so it's on reverse right now. When it's not reversed, it sounds like this, but I reversed it. Yeah, I love the reverse effect, very nice. And then how I balanced this the arcade, this one right here, is I took it to the mixer, and then the arcade number 1, which is let me just do this. This one right here, I changed the way the sample sound sounds like. I used Effector to manipulate the sound a little bit. Naturally, it sounds like this. Now, I didn't want it to be that common, so I flipped it and made it like this. I went to Vox, I used Vox, and I made it sing. So whenever you want to flip up a sample, just use Vox. It really works well. Then I used Fruity Parametric EQ2. I did cut off this range because it was like this, too sharp, so I didn't want that frequency, so I cut out that frequency to give this pad and string some warmth. Yeah, then I did also cut a little bit here around 1488, so I cut something here. I did not like the frequency, this one. It was ringing to my ears, so I dropped it down. So basically, you can also do the same to instruments. Just make sure you remove unwanted frequencies before you start your mixings and before you put in vocals. I mean, make sure you balance the instrumental. Remove unwanted frequencies, remove everything that's not good to the ears, and create space. So basically what I'm doing with this instrumental is that I'm creating space for my vocals before I start recording. Then next there is this one, and by the way, my tempo is on 130. So pattern number 6, this one. So I brought this one also to arcade to the mixer, and then I just used Effector to change the sound a little bit, just to change it and make it sound unique. Originally it sounds like this, so I changed it using Effector, and it sounds like this. Huge difference, right? I used Vox to change it, and I love that. And then next, so whenever you want to change instruments, especially samples, just use Effector or something else. Just change them a little bit so that they can sound unique. Then number 7, I used I want to show you my all right, my snare. I changed my snare a little bit. I wanted it to have a stereo effect, so I used effector to widen it up a little bit, and this is how it sounds like without effector, with effector. So that's how it sounds like, just changing the samples and making them sound good. All this is just played using arcades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I used arcade. All the 7 instruments are from Hooked Arcade, and then finally I did this to my main to my master. I used FabFilter Pro just to give it some limit, and then I also combined it with Fruity Loop, Fruity Limiter, and this is what is happening when these two are combined. So Fruity Limiter is adding ceiling of about a negative 2.2 dB. I don't want it to clip, so I added a limiter. Then I also just boosted the volume a little bit using FabFilter Pro Limiter 2, and this is what is happening whenever the kick. What I want is whenever the kick is engaged, I want those transients to be limited a little bit and just chopped. So this is why I added Pro Limiter, and then I raised the volume so that it can start engaging. This is how the song sounds like. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more great videos. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.